The United States, a country on Earth, but not just any country. 50 states, power, influence, and a history carved by curiosity itself. Once upon a time, humans were just trying to survive. They roamed the land, chasing mammoths, building fires, and slowly spreading across the planet. Then, one day, they reached the edge of the world. Hey guys, check out this bridge. It goes to the other side of the world, and there's a lot of food. Nice. Well, you're all stuck now. So people started chilling out on the land, gathering food, hunting, and surviving. The mammoths died, but don't worry, humanity had a backup plan. They started building society. Someone just discovered gambling, but more importantly, farming. Wait, we could have just planted stuff in the ground? Yeah, and soon everyone figured that out, planting corn, beans, and building communities. Hey, now that we've got food and land, let's form a better society. They made some hills, then they died. But they still made those hills, building cities around them. Meanwhile, the Mayans down south became obsessed with the stars and then collapsed. Some natives in the west built towns under rocks. North America was becoming diverse, complicated, and beautiful. But wait, down south something big was brewing. The Aztec and Inca empires were rising, mastering gold, temples, and power. Then suddenly, a strange shape appeared on the horizon. A wooden ship, Columbus, from Europe. Yo, what's up my Indians? Where my spices at? Columbus politely asked. But his diseases did the talking. The native population collapsed almost overnight. Hey Spain, I found India. Wait, that's not India. Hey, close enough. And so Europe began, legally assaulting the Americas. Sorry guys, give it a second. Wait, this isn't even India, but dang, check out these resources. Hey Portugal, I'll take all this, you can have that tiny chunk, because I'm better than you. The natives died fast, so they needed workers. Plan B, slavery. The Atlantic slave trade began. I want a bigger slice of that wealth cake, said Britain, heading west to build colonies. The first try failed, the second worked. Tobacco. But Britain kinda sucked religiously. You, said the Pilgrims, we're sailing away, for Jesus. They landed and made colonies, with more colonies in the middle. And while they were building, slavery became a hit. England still sucked. Hey guys, check out my new crib. You can do whatever you want here. Immigrants poured in. In the South, slavery ruled. Britain didn't care. Sweet, we're free, because we gotta stay Christian. Europe was getting intellectual. The colonists started reading stuff like John Locke and Adam Smith. They learned about liberty and democracy. Then Britain and France started fighting, again. Britain won, but they were broke. Damn, we need some cash. Hey colonies, pay up. Can we go west? No. Also, give us money. So Britain taxed the colonies, hard. Something just happened in Boston, and Revere told everybody, let's dump some tea in the ocean because they taxed it. Hey Britain, can you stop ignoring us? Britain didn't care, they just kept doing it. Okay, we gotta talk about this, said the colonies. Britain's clapping us right now, but maybe we can still make peace. Look, another shooting. Revere told everyone. That's not happening, said Thomas Paine, writing a book about independence. Now people hated Britain, and they declared independence. You guys suck. Hey France, want to team up against Britain? Sure, they did, and destroyed Cornwallis. Britain lost. Get out of here, Britain. Now the colonies were in control, but they needed a government. They made one, and it failed. We need to talk, people. Let's remaster this thing. The states had ideas. Let's just do both. Congress, checks and balances, all that jazz. Some people liked it, some didn't, so they added 10 rules, the Bill of Rights, to make sure everyone liked it. They needed a leader. So they invented the president. And everyone voted for this guy because he was a legend in the war. George Washington. Nice bank, Hamilton. How strict should the Constitution be? Goodbye, Washington. Wait, one more thing. Don't make political parties. Worst mistake of my life. Okay, said America, creating them anyway. America was growing fast. The frontier called, endless land, endless opportunity, endless curiosity. But with every step west, a question followed close behind. What about slavery? Some people saw it as essential. Others saw it as evil. Factories were rising in the north, machines spinning, cities booming. The South still ran on human chains. The balance was fragile until a new state wanted in. Hey guys, I want to be a state, a slave state. Yeah, screw that, said the North. We'll add Maine to keep it even. The Missouri Compromise, a temporary peace in a country ready to explode. Henry Clay had a plan, a dank new system of growth and unity. It worked for a bit until John C. Calhoun started dodging taxes again. Andrew Jackson stepped up. I want to remove the natives. You can't. Watch me. And he did. The Trail of Tears carved pain across a continent. New parties formed, the Whigs versus the donkeys. Industry was on fire, but factory life was brutal. Workers said, let's just stop working. Others said, let's go west, because we're American. They went west, pushing out natives in Mexico in the process. Then came the Irish, fleeing famine, chasing hope, changing the cities forever. Foreigners everywhere, cried the Know-Nothing Party, knowing nothing about why. The nation gained land, but the question remained, will new lands have slaves? A new party rose, the Republicans, built on that very question. Henry Clay tried again, adding California after gold fever struck. It didn't go well. Fine, they said, let the people decide. Turns out that didn't work either. Women met in Seneca Falls, demanding rights, voices, and change. A new symbol appeared, the elephant, as if the donkeys weren't enough. A man in the north asked, my master died. Can I be free? The answer, no. You're black? The Supreme Court had spoken, and the nation began to fracture. Then, a tall man with a beard stepped onto the stage. Guys, I'm Lincoln, and slavery is disgusting. He ran for president and won. Wait, I won't take away your slaves, he said. Just chill for a bit. Yeah, nah, said the South. They seceded. The United States began to fight itself. Guys, we need to fight like a snake right now. Lincoln made his move, the Emancipation Proclamation. It didn't free everyone, but it changed everything. Now, the war was about freedom. The battles were brutal. The North had factories. The South had passion. Cities burned. Families split. The country bled. Then, at last, the South collapsed. Hey, nice, we won. Lincoln finally breathed again, for a moment. Then, a gunshot. Lincoln assassinated. Now came the hardest part, rebuilding. The South pretended the war never happened. Violence spread. The Ku Klux Klan rose from the ashes, trying to keep power white. America looked beautiful on the outside, but inside it was scarred. Still, progress whispered. Factories grew larger. Workers organized. The Knights of Labor stood up. This sucks. Skilled workers joined the AFL. Farmers raged against railroads, the Grangers, then the populists. The South industrialized, but racism hardened. Separate but equal, they said. It wasn't. A new breed of millionaires appeared. Wait, why don't we donate all our money for society? Sweetie, focus on the cities. They're garbage right now. Enter the progressives, ready to fix it. Let's clean this place up. But soon they realized something. We just ran out of land. That could only mean one thing. It was time to look beyond the borders. That's some good grub right there, but Spain controls Cuba. Then something exploded. You sunk our ship, bro. We didn't even do anything. Too late, the Spanish-American War had begun. America crushed Spain and walked away with Cuba, Guam, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. "Hey, this is lit," said President McKinley before getting assassinated. Teddy Roosevelt stepped in, loud, bold, and ready to flex. The United States had become a world power. "Speak softly and carry a big stick," said Roosevelt, and the world listened. America started building canals, flexing fleets, and expanding influence across oceans. Then came Taft, a different Sherman, and a different kind of diplomacy. But across the Atlantic, Europe was a powder keg. World War I erupted. The U.S. just chilling, for now. Then Germany messed up. Sinking ships, breaking promises, ticking off Uncle Sam. "I'm going to show you what democracy feels like." And America charged in. Factories roared, soldiers marched, and the world shook. Then it was over. Germany defeated, forced to pay the bill. The League of Nations was born. "Hey, America, want to join?" "Nope." The world celebrated, then got sick. A global flu pandemic wiped out millions. Meanwhile, Russia transformed into the Soviet Union, and everyone got nervous. Back home, alcohol was banned. Wait, that's kind of sick. Yeah, until it wasn't. Gangsters loved it. And finally, women got the right to vote. The 1920s roared to life. Cars, jazz, movies, dancing, pure energy. America was booming. Stocks soared, cities grew, and everyone thought it would last forever. Then, crash. Wall Street collapsed. Banks failed. Families broke. The Great Depression had arrived. Hoover tried to fix it. He couldn't. Then came Franklin D. Roosevelt. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. He launched the New Deal and gave people hope again. It worked, sort of. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Germany was going wild, Italy too, and Japan. They had plans. Let's take over the world. The United States stayed chill until Japan decided not to. Pearl Harbor, explosions, fire, war. Damn it, I guess we're in. America went full throttle. Factories, soldiers, science, unity. They fought Germany in Europe, Japan in the Pacific. Roosevelt died mid-war. Harry Truman took over. "Mr. President, we can invade Japan, but we'll lose countless men." Truman hesitated, then chose something unimaginable. The atomic bomb, dropped once, then again. Cities vanished. The war ended. Goodbye, League of Nations. Hello, United Nations. But victory came with a new problem, two superpowers. The United States and the Soviet Union, allies turned rivals. Both had nukes, both had egos, both wanted the world. And so began the Cold War, a global staring contest with missiles. The world had split in two. One side said freedom, the other said communism. The United States and the Soviet Union, locked in a silent, dangerous duel. First came the Iron Curtain, then the Berlin blockade. Hey, let's just drop supplies from the sky. And so, the Berlin airlift kept a city alive. NATO was formed. The Soviets built the Warsaw Pact, both armed to the teeth. The world watched, terrified. Then came Korea. North invaded South. America said, "Not today." Fighting raged, mountains burned, and in the end, nothing changed but the body count. At home, people hid under desks, built bomb shelters, and watched the sky. The Red Scare was everywhere. Your neighbor could be a spy. But while fear spread, so did hope. A new generation was rising, born after war, hungry for change, cars, music, and meaning. Then came television. For the first time, Americans watched history, live. The civil rights movement took the stage. Rosa Parks sat down. Martin Luther King Jr. stood tall. Marches, speeches, and courage, demanding equality in a nation built on freedom. Meanwhile, a young president promised the moon. "Ask not what your country can do for you." John F. Kennedy, hope, youth, and vision. But in Dallas, hope was shattered by gunfire. Lyndon B. Johnson pushed for civil rights and the Great Society, but another war was brewing far away, Vietnam. Stop communism, they said. But the jungle had other plans. Protests, chaos, and grief tore America apart. Then, a man said, "I am not a crook." Richard Nixon. Watergate proved otherwise. Trust in government crumbled. The 1970s, gas shortages, disco, and doubt. But then came Reagan, all charm and confidence. Morning in America again, he promised strength and spent big to get it. The Cold War heated up, missiles pointed, nations nervous. Then, something incredible. The Berlin Wall cracked. The Soviet Union collapsed. And just like that, the Cold War was over. The 1990s arrived with color, computers, and confidence. America stood alone, the last superpower. The Internet connected the world, and technology rewired daily life. Then, September 11th, 2001. Terror struck New York and Washington. The Twin Towers fell, and a new war began, the War on Terror. America invaded Afghanistan and Iraq. Decades passed, sacrifices mounted, and people asked, when does it end? At home, politics divided, technology accelerated, and voices grew louder. From Wall Street crashes to social media storms, the nation wrestled with itself. Yet through every challenge, America kept moving. From civil rights to spaceflight, from protest to progress, from crisis to creation. Today, it stands as both a warning and a wonder. A nation of ideas, contradictions, and dreams. Still young by history's clock, still shaping the world it helped create. This is America. Restless, relentless, unfinished. The 21st century began with hope, but the world was changing faster than ever. America had faced terrorists, wars, recessions, but now it faced something harder to define: misinformation, division, algorithms. The Internet connected billions and somehow pushed them apart. Technology wasn't just a tool anymore, it was the air everyone breathed. Phones replaced newspapers, screens replaced streets, and truth became negotiable. In the Middle East, wars dragged on. At home, old wounds reopened. Protests filled cities, voices demanded justice, and the nation wrestled again with its own reflection. Then, a new kind of enemy, invisible, a virus that froze the world. The pandemic shut everything down. America fought, not just disease, but fear, isolation, and doubt. When it finally reopened, the world wasn't the same. Work changed, life changed, the future uncertain. But as it always had, America adapted. Electric cars replaced engines. Private rockets reached space. Artificial intelligence began to think. And a new race began, not for land or gold, but for data and power. Old alliances trembled, new powers rose, and the balance of the world tilted again. Yet, through it all, the same spirit burned. The dream that ordinary people can shape an extraordinary future. From 13 struggling colonies to a global superpower, from muskets to microchips, from revolution to revelation. Every era brought conflict, but every conflict forged change. Every failure, a lesson. Every triumph, a challenge. And so, the story continues. Because America was never just a place. It was an experiment, an idea, a promise that freedom, no matter how messy, is still worth fighting for. The world watches, the nation debates, and history waits for its next chapter to be written. By the people, for the people, of the people. That's America, unfinished, unbroken, unstoppable.